This video will explain how to set the default tab for the transport controller and the settings for allocating a task to a resource. First, we will explain how to set the priorities for transport tasks. Open the Priority Confirmation Program.vcmx. Go to the Process tab, Editor, and click Flow. Click the diamond icon above the arrow on the 3D world. Priority can be set individually for Transport Link product transport tasks and Work Statement work tasks. Priority sets the priority level of the task. This can be set between 1 and 100, and the smaller the number, the higher the priority. The priority of the product transport task is set from the properties of the transport link. The priorities for work tasks are set from the Work tab of the transport controller connected to the resource. Transport tasks and work tasks share priority. If the value is the same, processing occurs following the first-in first-out method. Play the simulation. Which resource to allocate a task to is decided in the resource priority settings of the transport controller. When set to none, it will check if tasks can be allocated in order from the first resource connected to a controller interface, and will allocate tasks if a resource is available. Nearest allocates tasks to resources close to the operation position. Least utilized allocates tasks to least used resources based on usage statistic information. This concludes the explanation on setting the priority level for operations such as transport. This section will explain how to collect products transported by a resource. Open the Strategy Confirmation Program.vcmx. A resource can load and transport multiple products in one go. The maximum number of products that can be loaded onto the same resource is defined under Capacity in the Transport tab for the resource. When transporting products, the resource loads the maximum number of products first, and then transports them. When there are multiple transport links, products are transported following the strategy setting for the transport controller. Play the simulation. Strategy sets the product collection method when resources transport products. 1-to-1 loads products from one process and transports the products to another process. Change strategy to 1-to-many and play the simulation. 1-to-many loads products from one process and transports the products to multiple processes. Change strategy to many-to-one and play the simulation. Many-to-one loads products from multiple processes and transports the products to one process. Change strategy to many and play the simulation. Many-to-many loads products from multiple processes and transports the products to multiple processes. The resource can load products until the resource's capacity is full, or it can load new products until transport operations start. When transporting starts, new products cannot be loaded until transporting has completed. This concludes the explanation on how to collect products transported by a resource. In this section, we will explain the settings for using a tool on a resource. Open the Tool Confirmation Program.vcmx. When the resource executes a product transport task or work task, you can set a tool and let the resource use it in the task. When using a tool, it is necessary to connect the interfaces of the tool to be used with the transport controller. Settings for tools used for transport tasks can be defined from the transport link properties. Tool settings used for work tasks can be defined in the Work tab of the transport controller. This section will now explain each value for the tool setting. Use current continues to use the tool that was used just previously. If a tool has not been used, the resource will execute the task without any tools. Tool name searches on the 3D world for any tools that have a specific keyword included in their name to set the tool to be used. A keyword can be set in tool name, which appears right under this setting. The value set here can be anything as long as it at least partially matches the name of the tool you want to use. When there are multiple tools that satisfy the conditions, a tool close to the resource will be used. Play the simulation. On the screen, there is both a pallet jack and a pallet jack number 2. Although tool name is set to pallet jack, the tool the resource is using will be pallet jack number 2, as it contains pallet jack in the name, and is closer to the resource. This section will now explain the remaining values. Product property can be selected only in tool of the transport link. In property name, specify the string type product property defined in the product to be transported. The specified value is used as a keyword as shown before in tool name to set the tool. No tool executes the tasks without using a tool. If a tool has been used just previously, the resource will return the tool to its original position and then execute the tasks. Here, as the tool setting of the work task is set to no tool, the resource returns the tool to its original position before executing the work task. If a tool set to tool name or product property is being used, the resource will wait until the tool becomes available. This concludes the explanation on setting tools to be used for resources. Next, this section will explain the position where the resource operates the transport task, and how to set up a relay point when it moves to that position. Open the Approach and Resource Position Confirmation Program.vcmx. The resource operation position and the relay point setting is defined under the Link Defaults tab of the transport controller. Play the simulation. Pick approach sets the relay point for when the resource is moving to the operation position for product loading. The resource pick offset and the resource location of the transport source is the guideline. Place approach sets the relay point for when the resource is moving to the operation position for product unloading. The resource place offset and the resource location of the transport destination is the guideline. Resource pick offset is an offset relative to the resource location defined in the component of the product transport source, and is the transport source where the resource loads the product. Resource place offset is an offset relative to the resource location defined in the component of the product transport destination, and is the transport destination where the resource unloads the product. Settings under the Link Defaults tab of the transport link are used as transport link default values. To overwrite the settings for each transport link, select the Use Custom Parameters checkbox. This concludes the explanation on setting tasks and the Default tab. Thank you for watching.